Gentlemen, it's episode 8. Welcome to the stream. It's a special one today, an interesting one. The tension is already in the room, in the pre-recording call that we have. And yeah, Jorday, how are you feeling about today?
I've spent the whole day at work just thinking about what the hell has Babz been cooking since yesterday with these questions. I have no idea what to expect. But in my head, I'm thinking, surely it can't be as bad as the last quiz. I mean, there's no way I could perform that bad. I'm hoping. You never know. I mean, I'll have to wait and see, but I'm quite excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also spent the whole day at work thinking, what the hell have I been cooking? And yeah, kind of excited for you guys to check it out. So, for anybody who doesn't know, this episode is going to involve a guest, a returning guest that we're going to present in a few minutes. And we're going to have an interesting Cuppa quiz edition today, and it's going to be a bit of a longer one. We're calling it the Champs Edition. Now, there are no champs with us, but hopefully by the end of it, we will have a champ, and more importantly, a loser as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to get into it. I think it's going to be good to do something a little bit different compared to what we do normally. So yeah.
I'm ready, man. Let's get right in. In fact, we should probably introduce Whizzy first, right? Let's bring him in, right?
I mean, the man who needs no introduction. Whizzy, welcome back for your second appearance on the Cuppa podcast. How are you today?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you, Babz?
I'm great. I'm great. Are you feeling excited? A little bit tense? How's the nerves?
I think, yeah, similar to Jorday, just what on earth has Babs been cooking? But yeah, I'm excited. So
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you're used to competing at this sort of level of competition, and that might help you out today because it's high stakes today. And I can tell you that both of these guys have been receiving some odd DMs from me the past day or past few hours as I've been putting together this quiz. I'm looking forward to getting it out to you guys. And make sure, by the way, if you're watching, you can also play along. All you have to do is choose either Jorday or Whizzy, and you choose one of the paths basically, and then you'll have the like same amount of points on offer compared to them. And at the end, you just total up your points, and if you did better than them, then let us know, and maybe we'll get you on next time to compete against these guys. But yeah, for the moment, I mean, we haven't really introduced Whizzy too much. I guess probably there is still some introduction to be done. He has been on the podcast before. He is part of Exalty, part of Waypoint, a great mapper. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, Whizzy?
I think, yeah, sure. I think yeah, Babs kind of a good summary there. So um, currently playing the World Tour regionals with Exalty, and as well as that, part of a team called Waypoint Mapping. So a very a fairly well known mapping team. Alongside Jordy, actually, he's an academy member in Waypoint. So, but yeah, that's kind of a short introduction from my side.
Yeah, and yeah, some very exciting developments on your side recently with your competition in regionals, and we'll talk a bit about that later on. But first, we need to get on to what everybody's been waiting for, or at least that's what I'm thinking in my head. But most likely, it's just me who's been waiting for this.
I
Yeah,
think you're eager for it, aren't you, Babs? I feel like you're more excited. You're very excited
oh,
to host
I'm
this.
buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you really shouldn't have let me do this.
I know. So one of these times we'll get you on the receiving end of one of these quizzes. I feel like that's a necessity at this
That
point.
will never happen. I enjoy this way too much. I mean, guys, are you guys ready to get into the quiz?
I'm ready, man.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Do we have a transition into a quiz? Oh, we do. Look, here we are, back where we all belong, and you have those 2 zeros above your heads.
And that will not
Hopefully,
be changing in the next half an hour. Ooh.
I was about to say, hopefully they will change and increase in number as we go along, and one of you will have a higher number than the other by the end. And yeah, I mean, let's get into it. Just section one, because there are multiple sections in this quiz. There are 8 points available for each of you. I will ask you one question each. I'm going to start with Jorday, And yeah, there's going to be 2 points per question. If you get it right, you get those 2 points. If you do not get the points. Everything clear?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Let's get into it. Jorday, question number 1. And I think you'll look back at this moment in about 40 minutes and be like, wow, how innocent I was.
It's just going to get progressively harder.
It's going to be hard the whole way through.
Okay. Like, so I'm kind of being eased into it. That's a good sign.
Question number 1 in section number 1, which is general knowledge. And I will say that this quiz is predominantly about TM 2020, just because it's a bit more of a level playing field between Jorday and Whizzy. But yeah, getting right into it, question number 1. Who currently has the most trophy points in TM 2020?
Oh, I wonder if it's who I think it is. I want to say Hobbit, but I wonder if it's changed since the last campaign.
I'll let you deliberate, think about it a little bit,
Yeah.
and I'll only take your final answer as the
Yeah,
final
I'm trying
answer.
to think. I think Kebby won the last campaign, but I don't know if that was enough to boost him above Hobbit. I'm gonna go for Hobbit. I think it's Hobbit.
You're going to be kicking yourself. It's Kebby.
Oh my god. Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a rocky start, but yeah, it's unfortunately it is Kebby. He had a strong performance in the previous campaigns, and he's always on a tear. So yeah, it currently is Kebby who is at the top of the trophy points leaderboard in TM 2020. Little side note: all of these questions and answers are accurate as of yesterday evening, which is when I made the quiz. So any alterations between then and now are just because of any changes that have happened since. All right, Whizzy, your first question and an early chance to take the lead. So Scrappy and Grenardi are first and second in Cup of the Day Div 1 wins. But who has the third most Cup of the Day Div 1 wins in TM 2020?
Yes. That's not my
Is
answer.
that your final answer?
Surprisingly not. I'm deliberating between two. I'm doing the classic kind of "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire" thing of just saying all the answers and then. But no, I'm thinking between either Dexter or Link, but I'm not sure. I don't think. It's definitely. Wait, no. What? Why is it so hard?
Because
Man,
I've made
In the
it this
hot
way.
seat, man.
this is true. I think we'll go for. Actually, no. We'll go for we'll go for Dexter. I think we'll go for Dexter, but we'll see.
Going for Dexter. Any reasoning behind the choice?
I I just recall him winning a lot of them earlier on in the year, as in when Cup of the Day first started to. But that's literally it. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a solid thought process, but unfortunately, it is the wrong answer. Jorday, who would you have gone for in that question?
I don't know. I think I want to say like either like Elcon or like Barboss or something like that.
Man, Jorday, you're great at bringing up the right answer, but not like actually. Elcon does have the third most Div 1 wins in TM 2020. The young Czech player. Yeah,
Maybe
I
I need
mean,
to trust what I say rather than what I'm thinking.
trust your gut. I mean, we're going into question number 2 for you. And the question is, how many official campaign maps have there been since the launch of TM 2020?
Oh my god. When was the launch? Team 2020. Oh, okay.
I'll give you a little bit of time because there probably is some mathematics to do in your head right now.
Wait, so total amount of maps since the release.
Yeah, and that's not including any reworks or anything. This is just
Yeah.
amount
I
of
don't-
maps.
I don't even know when it started. So 2021 and 2022 200. Was this the first season of this year? 225. I don't even know. I haven't even played this campaign. That's how clueless I am. I used to play campaign loads. Not much anymore though. Wait. Oh my god. Okay. I need like I need like an A4 piece of paper to do my workings out. I'm not very good at doing it all in my head.
I'm gonna have to pressurize you for an answer.
275.
You're one campaign off. You're one I know
Oh,
most people
God.
don't count the spring campaign, but it is there and it does count in the total of things. There are 300 campaign maps that have been released since the start of TN 2020,
Damn.
which started with the summer 2020 campaign. Confirm. Guys, we're 3 questions in and there's no points on the board.
They're not like I feel like I should have had my 2 questions as well. They're not as bad as I thought they'd be. I thought they were going to be like. I mean, there's more questions to come, but I was I was expecting hell to rain down on me here.
Well, as you get ready for your third question, Whizzy, your second question of section 1 is who won the very first campaign released in TN 2020, which was summer 2020?
What? Firstly, this is not my answer, but I like that at the beginning of this, Babz, you said there would be one winner, one loser. What if there's 2 losers? We just make that 0 points.
I
That's
guess I'll
looking
be the
likely.
winner. That's fine by me.
I'd vouch for that. But I think my gut's saying Riolu. I'm gonna go for that. I think.
Yeah, it was a very different time back then, about 3 years ago nearly now. Unfortunately, that's incorrect. The right answer is Hefest.
Okay,
Fair.
yeah.
Oh wow, I wouldn't have got that.
Good
I
luck,
would
Hefest.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking of like Mudder or something like that.
Yeah, I think Riolu was a solid answer, but Hefest was the first ever campaign winner in TN 2020. We're going to move straight on. And Jorday, your question number 3. And surprisingly enough, you can still take the lead with this question. I want you to name 5 racing numbers of players currently on the Good Focus roster.
What? I don't take notice of other people's numbers. Oh
Excluding
my God.
yourself.
Oh well, I did have one. No,
For
I have
anybody
0.
listening in at home, so Good Focus is the team that Jorday and myself play under, that Whizzy actually made the skins for. And all of us have a racing number individual to us. There are 10 players currently on the roster, and I need Jorday to name 5 of those racing numbers.
Well, I could tell you, I can name a total 0 of those numbers. I can't. I remember the last time I looked at the numbers was when I was choosing the number to have on the back of the car when I joined Good Focus. Oh man.
I guess you just have to go with the most popular answers you could think of, maybe.
I don't know. So I just pick 5 numbers.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
go for it.
I'll go for. Part of me feels like someone has 6. Is that right?
Number 6 is one of the numbers I believe that is Comrade Louis' number.
Okay.
That's
That's
1.
Is it 3? Does anyone have 3?
3 is Cal TM's number.
Okay.
It suddenly feels a lot more doable now that there's only 3 months ago.
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark that Matt P has 93. Is that wrong? I
Matt
thought
P
that was
has
smart.
Matt P has number 23.
23. Ah, damn.
Yeah. Any guesses after that one? What it might have been?
Oh, man. I mean, I could go for 1.
Nobody has 1.
Damn.
Yeah. The
no
available
ones.
numbers were number 8, which is myself. Number 00, which is Liffey. 23 is Matt P. 7 is I cannot remember. Shawnee Wolf was number 14. I think yourself, you have number 4.
Yeah.
And Comrade Louis is 6. Cal has 3. 13 is Hot Swat, and 21 is Idleless, I believe. Anyway, yeah, still no points on the board, guys. After 5 questions, we're moving on to question number 6, which is for Whizzy. The latest Trackmania was released in July of 2020. But which title appearing in 2017 was the penultimate Trackmania release in the series?
Trackmania Turbo. That's my. I don't know anything else, so that's my answer. But I'm not sure.
I think Trackmania Turbo is the one that comes to mind for a lot of people. It was what came to mind for me, but it is the wrong answer because Trackmania 2 Lagoon came out in 2017. after Trackmania Turbo.
This is the
You're
champions
doing well,
quiz,
Jorday.
people. The champions quiz.
This
Champions
is the
quiz,
champions
yeah.
quiz, of course. And we're getting towards the end of section 1. There's one question left each, and guys, you need to get some points on the board here.
Well, I'm sure people in chat also got all of these questions wrong. I mean, they're extremely difficult questions.
I mean, surely.
Yeah, I mean, the people in chat are going to be vying for your positions, in the next quiz, and they've got a fair shout at the moment.
Oh my god!
All right, question
I'm
number
ready.
4.
I'm ready.
What is Whizzy's favorite biscuit?
Favorite biscuit? Oh
And
no!
I'll explain the scenario a bit. This is like Whizzy's got a nice cup of tea, and he's thinking what biscuit would go well with this.
Oh wow! So much choice. What would Whizzy be? I don't think he's like a jammy dodger kind of guy.
Yeah, look at the man on your screen, and what
No.
biscuit does he radiate?
He's definitely not like an Oreo eater or anything like that. I don't think. I think he's a fond enjoyer of a chocolate digestive.
You had me on the ropes the first part of that question. The right answer is a chocolate bourbon.
Well, I mean that's a solid choice. I have to
Extremely
respect
solid choice. Extremely
Yeah.
solid choice. Fortunately, it doesn't score you any points. And Whizzy, we're going on to you. What is Jorday's favorite biscuit?
that.
So, strangely, I this is going to sound horrendous now because I was thinking of this answer when I was at work.
Ain't no way.
But,
This
what
isn't the question
would
you get right.
Jorday, and, I have a my alarm's going off. Yeah, that's my signal for a biscuit. But no, I think I don't know why, but this is either going to be brilliant or absolutely pathetic. But we'll go for it.
Let's go.
I'm thinking. I I think Jordan might be a bit of a hobnob guy, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, before I reveal the answer, can I get a bit of insight into what your thinking was? Because if you've been thinking about this all day, I just need to know.
There isn't much to explain. Really, it was more
I've been
just.
on Wizzy's mind for hours about what biscuits I eat. It is what it is.
I think, yeah. I mean, a lot of it was just pick a nice biscuit brand.
Yeah, I mean,
Then
it is a nice biscuit brand, but it's not the one I was looking for. Jorday
Yeah.
is a custard cream man.
I am.
Okay, another fair choice. So
Yeah. Which means that section 1 is over and we still have no points on the board.
A
There were,
solid start.
there
true
were 8
champions, I
points.
think. Yeah.
8 points up for grabs for both of you, and you haven't been able to claim any of them. Now, I suspect section 2 will be a bit different, and this section is going to be on the buzzer. So you might be used to this section. You're going to have to choose a buzzer sound each. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I could choose one of the options here, which I will not. It's a little loud. We'll go with the quack. We'll go with the quack.
Yeah, solid quack. Whizzy.
Let's go for. We'll keep it. We'll go for that. I think.
The crickets.
Okay,
The
okay.
crickets. Okay. And I'll remind everyone that it's whatever sound I hear first will be the person who can answer. Now, what's interesting with this section is the person who answers first, if they get that question wrong, the other person has the opportunity to steal a point. Every question is worth 2 points. If the other person steals it, it's worth 1 point. Okay? Now, you can buzz in at any point during my question. You don't need to wait for me to finish. Everybody okay?
Sounds good.
Now, section 2 is about competitive Trackmania. And this is where I suspect one of our contestants might have the upper hand. And I mean, I won't say who. We'll get straight into it. Question number 1 is, and let's all listen closely. In TNGL Fall 21 Step 8, the Dutch player Spam secured a 5 times. Oh, straight in, Whizzy.
Uh,
I'm
that
halfway
was,
through
that
my
was
question.
too early. That was too early. Oh well, it's worth it. We'll go for. I'm literally guessing the question. I think we'll go Carl Jr.
I'm just gonna say the Carl Jr. is wrong, and I'm not gonna. I'll continue the question. I'll finish it, and
Okay.
Jorday, you will have an opportunity to answer.
Okay.
In
okay.
TMGL Fall 21, Step 8, the Dutch player Spam secured a 5-time multiplier to secure his spot in TMGL for the following season. But what was the name of the map he did it on?
Oh, I know the one. Oh, I don't remember the name. Was it I swear I had like slide in the name or something.
I think you can imagine the sort
Or
of
like
identity, what it was.
Yeah, it was I think if I'm picturing in my head, it's like wait, was it like icy snake or something like that? Oh my god. I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm
I'm
gonna go with
gonna need
like
an answer.
icy snake or something. I swear it was something like that. Or I had slide in the name.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some points on the board.
Wait, is that right?
Icy
Yeah.
Snake is the
Oh
correct
my
answer.
god. I got a
1 point
competitive
goes to
question
Jorday.
correct. Oh my god.
I'm
W.
honestly surprised you got that one. That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. God damn.
Yeah. And for anybody who's wondering what that moment was, I invite you to go look it up on YouTube. It's one of the most hype moments you can ever watch. I remember being so happy for Spam doing it, and seeing us Apple doing the commentary was insane. We'll move on to question number 2, because finally we have a player who has taken the lead. Question number 2 is: before rejoining Sinners going into TM World Tour, what organization did Cuppa play for? Whoa. Nobody taking the early guess.
I can see the logo, but I can't think of the name. Oh man. Oh man. That's tough. Wow.
Jorday, please not. I need some inspiration here.
Yeah.
I need
Nobody wants to go
uh,
first because there is that opportunity to steal.
actually, I will go. I will go.
Okay, Whizzy.
Because in case Jorday gets it right, then he'll only get 1 point. It's wrong, but I think it's. I'll give Veloce. It's wrong, but because that was 2020.
That is the wrong answer. And Jorday, I mean, I can see
Man,
the light changing on your face. I don't want you to be cheating here.
I'm
You're
not.
looking for the answer.
I don't have to show. I've got the Twitch stream open on full screen.
I hope you don't have the chat open because
I
there's
don't have
some
the chat open.
good focus. I'm going to need an answer
I
for
generally
you.
don't have an answer though. Oh man. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
I feel like Whizzy's going to be kicking himself because Kappa used to play for McLaren Shadow before joining Sinners. There was a period where he was Orgless, but the organization was what I was looking for. Okay, nobody gets any points from that question. Now, question number 3. And now this one isn't going to be on the buzzer. I'll explain it after saying the question. There are currently 10 different nationalities of players competing in TMGL. You're going to take it in turns to name one each, so one nationality each. The first to guess wrong concedes 2 points to the other player. Everybody understand the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whizzy, since you are currently behind, I will let you be the first to go.
France.
France is on the list. Jorday?
UK.
I need a bit more precise than UK.
Oh, England.
England is on the list.
Canada.
Canada is also on the list.
Czech Republic.
Czech is on the list.
Australia.
Australia is on the list.
Poland.
Poland is on the list.
Slovakia.
Yes.
German.
German is on the list.
Oh, Belgium.
Oh damn, that was my next one. Wait, how many have we done?
Now, this is interesting because the question is competing in TMGL, in Trackmania Grand League.
Soldier
And
Type 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say Soldier Type 1.
we'll continue on.
There's
Jorday?
more. Oh man.
How many have we done there? Because if we've already done 10, then we can move on and also try and guess if there's any additional nationalities competing in TMCL.
I was gonna say, I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm missing one, but I feel like that's all of Team GL.
Oh, no. Actually, there's one more.
Oh,
There
is
is.
there?
There is one more that hasn't been mentioned. And if you don't get this, Jorday, 2 points go to Whizzy.
Oh my god, I can't think. Switzerland.
Switzerland is the last one in TMGL. Now, there are 2 more nationalities if we add in TMCL. I mean, either you guys can split the points and get 1 point each, or we can try and guess those 2. Who's feeling what?
I can think of one.
I say
mean-
split then. I say we split. I don't-
Wizzy's not feeling confident here, Jorday.
I mean, if I can have like 10, 20 seconds to think, I might. And
I'll
I,
give-
I, I
I'll
object to that. I'm not sure.
I'll
about
give you.
that.
I'll give you 7 seconds. That is 7,
7
6,
seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nah, split. I can't. I can only
Split.
think of one.
We're splitting the points. Okay, the 2 additional nationalities were Dutch and Finnish in Trackmania
Finnish.
Challenger League
Oh,
with
we can't try.
Mick Quattro and Complex. Still a very good effort from both of you. There's 1 point each, and both of you now have points on the board as we head into question 4 of section 2. What is the name of the organization and the 2 players who have successfully made it from regionals to TMCL during stage 1? Whizzy?
Ascent is the organization, and it was Zera and Othner.
I mean, solid. I feel like that one was
Solid.
definitely geared towards Whizzy, but yeah, solid answer. That is the correct answer. The French and I believe Belgium, no, or only French, I can't remember. Pairing of Ascent who made it into Trackmania Challenger League during the playoffs. Now, question number 5. The Canadian player Carl Jr. won his 5th Trackmania World Cup in 2022 in Paris, finishing ahead of Mime in 2nd, Otak in 3rd, and Who in 4th.
Oh, I
Wow.
just thought of it. No.
I think. Yes.
I'm
I
going to
think
need an answer.
I think it was Mudder. I think.
Mother is the correct
I think it was
answer.
Mudder. I just
Mudder.
remember him coming out at the Batman.
The Batman
Uh,
t-shirt,
the,
exactly.
the trip, yeah.
Yeah, a sensational final that was between Carl, Mime, Otak, and Mudda, who came in 4th place. So now, after a few questions, suddenly Whizzy has a 3-point lead
He's
coming out.
gaming.
Yeah, coming out of
Damn.
the competitive section. Now, Jordan, you'll be relieved to know that we're heading into a new section. And it's not about
Depends what that
competitive.
section is.
This section is also going to be on the buzzer, but it is about Hello Mark language.
Oh yes. Here we go. That's
Okay.
Okay.
Question number 1, and it still applies. If you get the question wrong, the other person can steal it. Question number 1. What is the name of Hello Mark's channel points?
He has a name for his channel point?
I
Huh?
will admit that this one is a difficult one to get.
I had no idea.
Whizzy?
Is it Nougabits?
It is Nougabits. Now, that's a strong answer. I didn't really expect any of you to get that one.
Whizzy's like the British mark, man. This is a part of me's feeling like this could be rigged. I don't want to say it just yet, but
I will not hear it because every time I do one of these quiz, I know the stakes are high and everybody wants to win, but I will not hear it. Question number 2. Just pick yourself up, Jorday, and there's still a long way to go. Question number 2 for 2 points again. How does Mark describe his stream when things are getting a little out of hand for him?
Super chaotic.
I'm sorry. I heard the duck first.
Okay.
I want to say
Okay.
chaotic.
Yeah,
Or
chaotic
something
is the
chaotic.
right
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
A chaotic stream. So that's 2 points back to Jorday, and now it's back to a 3-point difference. Sorry. Yes, 3-point difference.
Even Chris is against
I was gonna
me.
say.
God damn it.
All right, that's 2 questions down. Third question: how many Cup of the Day div wins does Hello Mark have, including Cup of the Night and Cup of the Morning?
Oh my god, I'm glad you added that at the end. Oh,
Who wants to take a punt?
this is a dangerous question.
Oh.
I think he, at least the clips I've seen, I think he only has 2, but I'm not too sure.
Sorry, that's the incorrect answer.
Worth a go.
Jorday.
Again, do I lose anything for giving a guess?
No, you do not lose anything. You can
Okay.
only gain 1 point.
I mean, I'm gonna guess 1 if we just said 2.
Guys, the right answer is 7.
7. My god.
Including all Cup of the Days, reruns, and everything, Hello Mark currently has 7 Cup of the Day wins. And
Fair
yeah,
play.
congratulations to him.
Truly is a pro
Question.
player.
He really is.
He is a pro player. What nationality is the player named Stocksenboss?
Do I take a guess?
Yeah, we'll go for it. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I'm
That's fine. That's fine.
guess. I'm gonna guess German.
It's not German, I'm sorry.
Damn.
But the good thing about answering first means that Whizzy can only get 1 point if he gets it right.
That
So
was my
Whizzy, what is
thinking.
your answer?
My heart was saying Norwegian, but I'm not sure.
It's Canadian. It's Canadian.
What was I thinking? Oh yeah, whatever. It's fine. I don't lose anything, so
7-4, and we're heading into the last question of the Hello Mark section. What is the name of the big teddy bear that sits on the couch behind Mark during his streams?
no idea. You can go with this, Jordan. I'm on this
Wait,
one.
I'm not a Mark. Well, I am a Mark enjoyer, but I don't watch that many streams or catch that many streams rather. Name of the bear. I mean, there's a lot of names in the world I could take a shot in the dark with.
I mean, Mohammed is statistically the most common name in the world.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh man, I feel like it's gonna be something like it's like really basic. I feel like it's a really basic name.
I'm going to need somebody to give me an answer. Jorday?
I'll go for Dave. I reckon it's a Dave.
Anybody who's a Hello Mark enjoyer will be thinking, what the hell is he thinking? It is not Dave. Whizzy, do you want to try your hand at it?
I have 2. It's not really how the game works, but I have 2 answers. But my sensible one would just be Mark. But
what was the second one?
I was going to call him Big Yump, but no idea. But...
No, the teddy bear that sits behind Mark is called Herman.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Apologies.
There's some people in chat who are very disappointed with your answers. I can tell you guys that we're heading into the last section. It's section number 3, and this one is going to be closest wins. I'm going to give you a question. Whoever is currently behind on the leaderboard at that time will answer first. The person ahead will answer second. Actually, no, we'll do it the other way around. Yeah, we'll do it the other way around. That seems to make more sense. And whoever is closest to the number that I am looking for will get 2 points from that question. Okay. Jorday, we're going to need a good performance from you here if you want to make it back. And Whizzy, you can close it out.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Okay, question number 1: how many trophy points does Kebby currently have in TN 2020? And I'm going to ask Whizzy to go first. I'll give you a little bit of time to prep your answer. As a reminder, these answers and questions are correct as of yesterday evening when I checked the trophy leaderboard. Dansky does have the correct answer. It is more than him.
300 million.
300 million, Jorday.
I've already said it now.
I'm sorry. I have to take your first answer.
Yeah.
You know what annoys me that trophies aren't like forever.
Mm.
Don't they like disappear after a year or something?
After 12 months, they do disappear,
Yeah, it's annoying that. I would have liked that to be a permanent thing.
which is probably what messed you up with your first question at the start, where you thought it was Hobbit. You had that.
It might have been, yeah. Maybe he lost a few. I feel like it's. I felt the only thing I remember. I swear, like Dex used to be the top, and it was around like 320, 330 mil. So I'm just gonna go for 320 mil.
I'm impressed, guys, because the right answer is 323,570,104.
People are gonna think I'm
Fair.
cheating, though. That's the thing.
That's the 3 million off, and that's
Yeah, we did a good
impressive
job there,
because
Jorday. That's a good effort.
Yeah, people are
so
gonna
that's
think I'm cheating. No, I swear
two
down.
2 points to Jorday, and now the difference is only 1, and we've got 4 questions left, guys. So it's getting to the business end of the quiz. Question number 2: what is the current global prize pool for stage 2 of TMGL, all combined? So the total together in euros of the current global prize pool for stage 2 of TMGL.
Wait, who goes first? Sorry.
It's going to be Whizzy giving his answer first.
Yeah. Let's go for. I think it was. We'll go for 65,000.
65,000. Jorday?
I have no idea. I thought it was like
No.
my initial thoughts. I could have thought it was like 20k or something like that. But maybe that's now I'm thinking if Wizzy's guessed that much lower than I was thinking, it's probably lower. But I mean, closer to. I mean, I guess I'll just go for 10k.
The correct answer is 23,250 euros.
Wait, what was the stage one? Wasn't that 10k?
10k
Maybe
was
that's
for
what
the
I'm thinking
winner,
of.
but I was looking for
That's what it was.
the global prize pool all added together, and it is 23,250 euros. Yeah, was he a little bit over there?
It was the hopium, you know. It's I said, you know, it's the year, so yeah.
Unfortunate, but that does mean that Jorday now takes the lead. We've got 3 questions left, and
Ain't no way.
I was not expecting it to be this close. I'm not going to lie, going into the end.
Going first on these kind of questions is hard, though. I think. I mean, I'll find out now, but that's
Yeah, you are the one to go
tricky.
first now. Now, question number 3: Spammy J is currently the only player with all Track of the Day 80 medals. But how many does he actually have?
It's over 1,000, I think. 1,000 and... Oh man, I'm trying to think. When was the this 1,000th day Track of the Day?
Mm-hmm.
I
How
don't
many
think
days
it
ago
was
was
that.
that?
Yeah, I don't think it was that long ago. I'm gonna go like 1,031. Actually, that might be. I feel like that's maybe too low, but
You've given me your answer.
that is my answer. Yeah.
1,031. Whizzy?
I'm trying to remember when we couldn't play Cup of the Day, because that was the 1,000th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That
I
was a
think
fun time.
I, I think it was. I think it was longer. So I must say. I don't know if it was that much longer. I'll say 1,060.
1,060. It's 1,043, which unfortunately means that for you, Wizzy, that Jorday is closest. I suspect
Wow.
you probably had a
It
smaller
was,
answer just
yeah.
before.
I think I actually thought that was
Format.
close. I thought maybe 1,060 could be. Has it only been like a month and a bit since that? Wow.
So for anyone wondering, today was the 1,044th Track of the Day that we have had, and now Jorday has a 3-point lead, which means that Wizzy, you're going to have to get these next 2 questions right if you want to win this quiz. Question number 4 is: how many players currently have all 25 champion medals in the current Spring 2023 campaign?
Oh, wow. I didn't even know
Now,
you could check that.
obviously, I want whoever's closest. I'm not expecting you guys to have the correct exact answer.
Champion
That's-
medal, all the champion medals for
All
this.
25 champion medals of the current spring campaign.
I think I never got into like the champion medal thing. I have no idea how hard it actually is. It's pretty hard, right? I'm gonna guess all of them though. I feel like 25 maps. It can't be that many. I'm gonna guess like 12.
Jorday's gone for 12. Whizzy, what do you think of that?
I think that your script is playing a charm, Babz, but I think I think yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not one of them, that's for sure. But I'll go for. I think it's usually top 100. I think champion medals ish, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably go for. Let's go. Let's go 30. I think.
The correct answer is 15.
Really?
That people are really gonna think.
People are going to think that Jorday is cheating, but I have to say that the fact that Jorday gets that correct gives him 12 points, makes the gap unbreachable for Whizzy, and means that Jorday is going to be the winner of the first Cuppa Quiz Champs edition. We will do the last question just to crown everything off. And it is: the English player Pack has competed in 19 Cup of the Days, but how many of those has he won?
Do I go first?
Jorday does go first.
I think I know it. Oh my god. I mean, oh man. I want to talk about it, but if I talk about it, then Wizzy gets the other
I
side of
can't
the
wait to
answer.
say.
As the
I
chat
guess
is saying, the last
I
question
think.
is worth 6 points.
I have a proposition. What we could work together and see if we can get it exactly.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
I'm fine with
So,
that. I'm
I
fine
mean,
with that.
I think it's either 4 or 5, but
yeah,
I
I
don't know
think.
which one it is.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking 4 initially. So
I mean yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards 4. Actually, I remember like looking this up because I was just listed how many people from BITM have actually won a cuppa. I can swear I remember Pack having 4. I reckon we go with 4.
Yeah,
and then
I think
I'll go 5, but I think it's 4. So
I think it's a collaborative answer, and I think it's a lovely way to end it because the correct answer is 4, and you both had it right. So I guess we're all winners in the end. Yeah.
Hey, huh?
No,
Huh?
yeah, I'm
congratulations.
fine with that.
Congratulations to the both of you. Jorday comes out with a much lower score than I was expecting before going into the quiz, but it is enough to clinch it, 13-8, and he is the first Cuppa Quiz Champs Edition champion. How do you feel, Jorday?
How about that? I tell you what, I was thinking I'll be lucky to get away with 1 point, and I think Chris was probably thinking the same as well after my performance in the last quiz. But wow, those were some good questions though, Babz. I have to say you've done a pretty good job there, man.
Get some claps in chat. Congratulations, Jorday, and Whizzy. Will you be looking to come back in the near future and maybe try and take the crown?
I mean, if Jorday's as strong as he is today, it's going to be difficult. So, but, yeah, I'm not sure, especially if if the quiz master comes up with these difficult questions. But
The questions keep coming and they don't stop coming, and they are relentless. And it's a very professional answer from Whizzy, but I suspect there's a little bit of a regret there with some of the answers that we're giving early on. Yeah, congratulations, Jorday. That is the first part of our podcast today. Concluded with thank you everyone for following along. Obviously, if you did play along and you chose one of the routes, then do let us know how you got on, and maybe you can come on and challenge Jorday for the crown in the next episode, and we'll schedule you in for that. But we have so much more to talk about. We're about 50 minutes in, and we haven't even spoken about anything. We've just had a good bit of fun with the quiz, but obviously, Whizzy, there is a lot to discuss currently with what's going on with you, your competitive career. And yeah, one thing that has been super exciting recently is that you are competing in regionals, unlike stage one, and you are doing it with a very talented player, which is Stuffs. And can you tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah, though it was I think it was a bit of a mixed kind of entry really. So of course stage one, like you said, wasn't able to find a duo. I had contacted various people, but they already found their partner. So took a back burner and took the sub rule for Exalting Challenger League.
Hmm.
But following that into stage two, um, I noticed that people, as well as myself, I wanted to race. I wanted to be on track, and um, so I was looking around, potential opportunities, and seeing the kind of transfer window of drivers, and fortunately, Stuffs was becoming available due to Deska deciding to not play stage two for various reasons. But yeah, I shot him a message, and I'd also shot him a message in the first stage, but he decided to play with Deska, and yeah, so um, shot him a message in between the stage one, stage two, and yeah, I think he was pretty up for it, and so was I. So we pretty much decided there and then that we would we'd like to we'd go for this as a duo, and then it was a case of do we go privateer or do we join an organization? So but yeah, that's kind of how it kind of arose really, which was a bit of a stroke of luck, at least on my end. A very talented driver becoming available, um, but also Hope Deska's doing well as well. So
Yeah, it's pretty good to see. I think a lot of people were hoping that you'd partner with Stuffed when they realised well, you were both available to come together on that. But yeah, Stuffed is, I think for me, he should have won the Amateur Player of the Year when the awards came out for that, or most improved player, or whatever the award was. Because I remember a year ago playing a couple of day in, I don't know, like Div 5 or Div 6 or something like that, and him being in there as well, and to see how he's gone from, I mean, you can look at his profile on Trackmania.io, just off a couple of day stats, but you could see his improvement there, going from a Div 5 to Div 6 player to consistent Div 1 to now where he's at now with you, semi-finals and everything like that. It's just good to see that you can both partner up on that and help each other as well during the process.
yeah, absolutely. I think also yeah, he's been improving so much, over the past year, as many people. Um, I think it's yeah, it was more of a it's what am I trying to say? I think it was a quite a nice chance for us to kind of to duo. I think we um I think our kind of characteristics work quite well. I think quite cool, quite trying to keep calm and focused, but um yeah, like you say, Jorday, yeah, he's really improving, even challenging for for the outright win at Gamax. It was it was really good to see him do well there, and I think there's I mean, even in just the first regional in stage two, there's a lot of new names that are coming through and giving a good go. So yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah, I definitely, from my perspective, I know like we casted Gamax together. We also casted I think some of the regionals together. And obviously it's always kind of that feeling like having you, like, well, I was going to say beside me, but virtually beside me. It always feels like there's an opportunity being missed, because we all know that's all you want to be doing is competing at that level and giving it your all. And anybody who's been following your stream knows that you've been putting in that time and the grind to get good on those tracks, and it's yeah, it's very like inspirational and early. But I remember myself as well when I saw stuffs being like becoming free, and I remember underneath his like looking for a teammate tweet, I tagged you, and getting to know the situation that we're in, and you guys already getting to the semi-finals in Regional One and having a good performance and going forward now. Like, how do you reflect on that first regionals performance, and how do you think you guys are going to evolve going forward?
Yeah, I think overall we're pretty happy with our first regionals. Top four is still a very good um, yield of points. Ultimately, that's what we're going for, is those World Tour points, to try and make it through to the I think it's the wild card or the qualifiers for
Hmm.
the World Cup. That's kind of our aim. But um, yeah, so I think. Um, I think I felt like Stubbs was very, very prepared. He was really ready as well. I mean, you for those who have seen his tweets, on Twitter, he's very confident, and
Mm.
rightfully so. He's mega fast. He's very, very talented. I think for me, there were a few maps which I was not so confident on, but I guess um, was fortunate that kind of during the stage two regional one, I was kind of able to get to grips with those tracks, but also we didn't need to play those tracks as much.
Mm.
I was able to kind of play the ones that mean stuff's were more comfortable on, so got a bit lucky there. But yeah, I think in this interval between the first and second regional, we'll be putting a bit more time in next to EMC, and yeah, hopefully improve our times, improve our consistency. I think that was a bit of our downfall on the semi-final, I think, but we take the positives, um, and that's definitely something we could improve on. At least for myself, speed incident, but it's stuff we work on. So our pace is good, but we at least for me, I try to improve the fast consistency. So
Yeah. I did wonder if I guess this question could go out to all the duos within regionals, but um, depending on what it is with you and Stuffed, did you find that you both enjoyed and synergized well on the same maps, or was it like your favorites maps kind of differed? And I'm wondering how that kind of impacted how you approach the maps in general.
there were a few. I think there were a few where we definitely had polar opposite views, or whether it be in terms of pace or comfortability. Um, for instance, I know that Vortex, he didn't really feel too good on. But fortunately, I felt fairly okay with it. I felt I had a good pace before Into the Reach found the holy back chest line, and we decided to give it a go. But I think I felt okay on it, but also Frosty. I think he struggles a bit on that, but um, I feel fairly good on it, despite being a bit of a scary map. But
Mm.
nonetheless, the only common one at the moment that we don't really like, at least at the moment, we're going to obviously try and focus it a bit in the future, but is just Sinus. It just doesn't really click with us, but we're going to put the time in, see if we can improve. But we definitely, fortunately, we had a few maps which we definitely blended quite well on, that suited our style. So
Yeah, because I was going to say, watching your recent streams, you've been hunting that world record on grip, and obviously Stuffs is also in that top
I
five
want
at
to
times, and looks like it could be a solid map for you guys. And I'm not asking you to give away any strats or any favorites here, but like going forward, can we expect maybe a regionals win from you guys?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think we come here to compete, and ultimately we good for those who've watched a fantastic film called Senna. You'll know this quote, but uh, we're competing to win. Not to come second or third or etc. But no, I think we take the good points where we can, but we're our goal is to compete for the wins. And even watching the finals of regional, Legu pushed Tobacco, Matus
Mm,
and Melio. We look at that and we think, to be honest, I think obviously it's going to be difficult. Otherwise it wouldn't be called World Tour. But
yeah.
I think we can give it a go, and hopefully the time and the practice will pay off in the matches.
Yeah, I think it's very clear after watching your match versus Matisse and Melia that you can compete with them, right? And you can easily get a win against them on the right day. But that being said, I was wondering if is there any other, because obviously people know about Matisse, Amelia, and Pesita Paco and Legu. Is there any other teams or players that kind of caught your eye in terms of ones that could also compete that people might not consider?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's only a few teams that we don't play. So, but the ones that at least I've seen would be Team Shift. I think they are very consistent, at least on Pool and Vortex. They're very strong there. Um, and also, I think it's Acid and Heave. They're putting a lot of effort in, and it's evident. It's fair to say they destroyed us on Frosty, but also not only on that map, but they put up a good fight, and it was a great match. And um, yeah, a lot of I think a lot of teams, but also actually, I think I don't know if it's Volner and Hugo, but Volner is duo. Leading competed in the first regional, but I think their plan is to um, do some of the future ones. So they're very very big names. So I'm excited to give them a challenge, maybe if fate intertwines us. But yeah, I think there's a lot of duos that go under the radar. And yeah, like you say, Jorday, I think on the right day, then anything can happen.
It's interesting because obviously there are a lot of contenders for those top spots in the EU regionals, but having said that, it's still quite a select number of people who actually have that level and that speed and that consistency who can actually compete for a win. And yeah, and as you're saying, any one of those or any number of those can actually take that win. And I mean, on our side, we'll be hoping that you guys will take it. I feel like Exalti has gained a lot of fans from getting you guys to compete under their banner. And that was the last point I kind of wanted to touch on before we move on from World Tour is you guys competing under the Exalti banner. And obviously you were already under the org and as a sub in stage one for Quattro and Link. And yeah, how did that come about and how was that decision made?
Um, yeah, you are very very correct. So as you say, first stage was a substitute for Link and Quattro, two extremely talented players. Definitely, definitely, uh, yeah, will be challenging for the yeah for good races next season. But we, I think for myself, I kind of held fire because I think there was obviously a lot going on. XLT, being relegated
Hmm.
to regionals. So there was obviously the question of what would Link or Makachu decide to do. Um, so I was kind of exploring my options, but also keeping a second eye on what was happening with these guys and what they were deciding. Um, there was at some point we had a meeting, and they decided to stick together in regionals provisionally. So this was before the news that Exalty would come back into the Challenger League, but they decided to stay together. Um, as I think as it is the right decision. They've like I say, they're untouchable on a good day. So, but from that, they said, we don't want to lose you. So feel free to explore your options. So that's when you know, uh, kind of developed the situation a bit with stuffs. Informing him on what's going on, and then yeah, and um, ping ponged a bit with some of the admins just to find out what exactly were the rules and
Mm.
regarding with conflict of interest, etc. It's always quite confusing, but getting a bit of clarity with that was very very helpful. So big thanks to all the admins there. But um yeah, then contacted the XLT staff, just informing them on what my situation was. With regionals, with myself, with stuffs, and they were interested to take us on as a second team for regionals. Um, and yeah, so we decided to go down that route. The only we're aware that the rule set is that if we progressed to World Cup qualifiers or Challenger League or anything higher than regionals, then we would need to look for alternatives. There would be a conflict of interest, but for the time being, during regionals, we were, me and Stuffs were really excited to continue with Exalti. Definitely a team with a lot of prestige and a lot of history. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown of it. So
It's an interesting situation. I was going to see what you thought about this, Jordy, as well, because obviously Exalted currently, they have four amazing players playing for them, competing in high level Trackmania. But if you were ever to come to Clash, it will mean that one of you, or most likely your duo with Stuffs, will have to play under a different banner. And I suspect it'd be, orgs looking to get into Trackmania, or people looking at who they can pick up, who would be, hearing that, or maybe looking at that situation and be thinking, there's an opportunity there to pick up a really strong pairing.
Yeah, I think no matter what happens, there definitely would be a team interested, and probably a big team as well. I imagine that wants to get involved. But I mean, yeah, so I mean, Exalti's a great org, as you said, and just to get where you are with them now, I mean, who wouldn't take that opportunity, right? And as Babz said, I imagine Exalti will gain a few fans, including myself, just for the sake of obviously you, Whizzy, being on it. Of course, we want to support you along the way, and obviously with that jersey as well. I'm loving that Exalty jersey.
Yeah,
It's
the
so
O'Neill's
nice.
sponsor
yeah,
is
It's
mint.
spot on, isn't it? It's beautiful. Yeah. But alongside Exalty, I suppose we could talk a bit about the Evo main lineup along with EMC. Obviously, the another mixed map-based tournament going on currently. How did you get into the Evo main lineup?
so it was quite a lot simpler than than the World Tour situation. It was very much just a quick conversation. One day, and that was it. So Speedy was contacting me here and there with about World Tour and the opportunities that were coming up. And I think I can't remember if this was after the confirmation of the of my duo, but nonetheless, there was one day that Speedy came into my direct messages and just said quite bluntly, "Are you up for playing, EMC?" Of which I kind of reluctantly, said, "Yeah, we'll give it a go." Only reason, being time, but
Hmm.
uh, I'm very happy to have said yes. But yeah, and he kind of just said to me, well, if you want, you're in. So, and that was it really. So, yeah, fortunately, a lot simpler and a lot more efficient than Moltor. So
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they're very happy to have you. I can understand why it's much simpler. It's Speedy sees a good player, says you want to play, you say yes, and everyone's happy. But it's interesting the fact like obviously regionals takes up a lot of time and practicing those maps. It's a map pool of 10 maps. You have to dedicate a good chunk of your available free time that you can spend on Trackmania to regionals and to those World Tour maps. And I see other players as well. So like Mime is signed up for EMC. Obviously, it's within a roster of 10 people, so you don't know how much they're actually going to compete. But it's interesting to me how do you sort of balance that kind of time? Because in a sense, I imagine you think that regionals has to be your main focus. There's no point in doing that not to 100%. So how do you sort of balance that kind of training between those maps?
yeah, I think it's a little difficult. So yeah, I'm not like, for instance, a lot of these professional players or organizations where they have strict kind of schedules. Where they do 1 day or 2 days on a specific few maps or such, and then maybe swap over on another day. It's very much just the kind of what do I feel like? What do I feel like I need to practice? Um, so, uh, of course, on the release day of the first week map pack, um, did a discovery of them of the three maps. Um, which was good fun. And then did a bit of regionals here and there, World Tour practice here and there. As you say earlier, Babs went for some more quicker times on some maps, including grip, and then uh, maybe even tonight. But yeah, it's kind of just a what do I feel like I need to practice? So
Mm.
I've done a bit of or a bit of practice on one map already. Um, so I feel okay on that. But yeah, it's just a kind of a what do I? It's almost like a gut reaction of what do I
Mm.
feel like I need to work on almost.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think. I mean, I'm trying to think how many maps it actually would be that you are involved on. I mean, it's the 10 from Team WT plus 3 currently from EMC, and I'm sure there's one or two others on top of that, and maybe even maps that you're creating on top of that as well,
Mm.
which is crazy to think of. I'm thinking like when BIPL was around, I felt like for me, I almost felt a need to to play them all like almost constantly to keep it fresh in my brain. And it's crazy to think to me that for you to have a minimum of 30 maps involved on. Man, I wouldn't. Most of my memory would be in the mud. I'm
Yeah.
sure after after a while on that. But yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's yeah. Oh, sorry, gone Babs.
yeah. I was just gonna say it's crazy because I'm of the same mind as Jorday. Like currently we're playing EMC with Jorday with the good focus lineup, and we basically dedicate a map each. So we only have one map to play for that week, and I know it can vary depending on how much time you actually have available during that week. But myself, I have one map to play, and already I just want to dedicate all my time on Trackmania to that. So yeah, it's impressive that you can play through all that. But like, yeah, another question I had for you guys, for you and the guys of the Evo main lineup, kind of is, what are you expecting to get from EMC? It's a stacked competition. I know you don't have the guys who are playing in sort of TMDL, TMCL, but it is an absolutely stacked competition. Everybody wants to be a part of it. It's going to be a tough fight. What can you envisage being a good result for you guys?
I think it sounds kind of it's kind of bad, but I don't really know the format off by heart, so I might give a slightly incorrect answer. But I know it's in kind of divisions, and I think at least to the two matches we have this weekend are already very very difficult. So
Mm.
I think yeah, I think if we can potentially win, if that's, I would imagine it is win. Not like a kind of some other thing. But yeah, I think if we could win probably, I'd say if we could win probably 60% of our matches, I think that'd be a good result. Again, it's difficult to know how much time the rest of the Evo main guys have to dedicate to these
Mm.
maps. Same as me, same as myself. Um, we're kind of focusing on one or two maps each, to kind of split up the load, if you want to
Mm.
say that. But yeah, I think a realistic goal, I think, could be 60% of our matches, whatever that concludes to. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but something like that I think would be a good result. And maybe if we can, uh, you know maybe screech out the two wins this weekend, that'd be great. But we'll keep things slightly lower, more realistic, and then whatever else is an extra. So
Yeah, as Babz said, I think it's this. I mean, the league, your Division 1 is stacked, and I mean, it's really hard to predict where any of the matches would go for me. When you have rosters of 10 people, it's there's so many different stars in the team. It's hard to say which team is better, right? In that case, I feel like when you got a 1-to-1, like say in old TMGR matches, you could kind of gather how maybe the match could go. But in this case, I feel like just looking at some of the lineups, it's almost impossible to predict who's going to win. Really, it really could go either way, and that's the joys of EMCs for me. Really, it's when you have this mass amount of players involved and all willing to be competitive at a high standard. It just makes it so much more enjoyable. And even for, obviously for you in Div 1, for me and Babz in the Good Focus site in Div 3, and even I've been talking to a few people in the Div 6 matches, like Rabbi's team, for example. They're looking forward to it, and it seems like the competitive side throughout all the divisions is still there. Um, but I suppose I wanted to talk a bit. Obviously, you're a mapper, Whizzy, and I am too. I just wanted to talk about the. I don't know how much you touched the seeding maps at all. But I suppose you could give a better insight on the stage 1 maps. What's your thoughts on them so far?
on the seeding maps for EMC, is that?
Either the seeding or stage. I'm not sure if you played the seeding maps or not.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten a medal on either of them. I'm afraid. I watched the video, but that's the extent of my practice. So,
Good video.
but that sounds like a typical kind of pack evening. Maybe watch the video of the World Tour maps. Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, I do wonder if how
But,
much practice Pax actually put in. I mean, it's there's a meme, isn't it, that he puts he goes in blind almost with the
yeah.
maps. But yeah, how about the stage 1 maps? There's the
The
one with
ones for this weekend,
Mephisto,
yeah.
yeah, Mephisto and
Mm,
Jabibo map. I believe it's called Trico.
mhm.
There's the Whiskey and Navi map, Blackjack, and the Ski Freak and Westco map. Can't remember the name of that off the top of my head.
Timberland.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's they're very difficult. I think very, very, really difficult mix for a non Grand League or Challenger League kind of mixed competition. They are very, very difficult maps. If you, for instance, if you look at Arcadia or Gamax to an extent, uh, there's things, there's less transitions, there's less. Um, I think overall it's just a little bit easier those ones. So if especially Trico is extremely difficult, offers a lot of variety, but also a style which is very, very rarely seen in mixed competitions. Featuring a lot of transitions where the skill is, um, of course, maxing out the typical turns, but also how much do you want to risk the transitions? Especially the end is massive on that. You can gain point one, point two, um, just depending on how much you want to risk. So I think there'll be great matches there. Mephisto and Yabibo did a fantastic job, and they also look fantastic as well, all three of them.
Yeah.
I think Blackjack is quite a difficult one as well, but for different reasons. I think Blackjack is a very precise map. There's a very tight line where um, it's difficult to recover from, if you have a slip up, for instance. Especially the end. The finish is a precision finish, so and can result in, even if one member probably fails, it could result in the complete change in the result. But I think in general the route is really nice. And then Timberland Ruins, Ski Freak and Wesker, I think it was. Again, looking fantastic and featuring a lot of that kind of typical Ski Freak routing, kind of um, difficult dirt, where you have to kind of control the bumps and, find that fine margin between getting that airtime versus gaining, a tenth or two is very, very difficult. But like I say, um, yeah, I think all the maps are really really nice, and it's great to see.
Definitely. Yeah. I think it's for me it's nice to recognize. I mean, all three of these maps you can see the mapper's like style implemented on them. As you said, the Mephisto one, super transitional. I mean, no one can, in my eyes, compete with what he does in terms of transitions in competitive maps. And obviously, Whiskey maps with the precision. I mean, people know Whiskey for that kind of level of stuff. And of course, as you said, Ski. I mean, the Ski map is very. It almost feels very like push heavy. Like you really do send it into all these turns. It's very high gear 4 most of the time, and even on the grass section you enter gear 5, right? But of course he's got Ski's iconic triangle CPs and stuff like that. You recognize, and for me that's I love seeing that as a mapper, to see these iconic styles that they have obtained over the years of mapping.
Yeah, it's interesting on my side as well as a player and not necessarily a mapper. Like discovering these maps and playing them, and everybody has obviously every map has a different feel, and everybody kind of gravitates towards a map or two maps or even all three, depending on how they enjoy them. But I have kind of like Jorday in my ear who's telling me like, oh, this is like this mapper has been doing this or he's been thinking about that, and it's just kind of interesting to get that sort of insight. But yeah, all three great maps, all very different, all gonna give a great show this weekend as we head into EMC's first game week. I imagine a lot of people who are listening in, tuning in, will be competing in that as well. We wish you all good luck. I think we're probably getting towards the end of our episode today. It has been a very enjoyable one for many different reasons. But all I'd say to a lot of people who are listening is look out for the man on your screen, Whizzy, competing in various different competitions. I think you'll be seeing his name quite a bit more. On our side for the Couple of Day podcast, we've got a lot of exciting guests lined up. There's a lot of stuff that we can do that hopefully we'll make happen. I think that's going on behind the scenes, but stay tuned for that. Keep an eye on all the announcements on the British Irish Track Mania Twitter account. We're going to be trying to upload all of the previous episodes, including this one, to YouTube as well. As always, they'll continue to be uploaded every weekend to Spotify, so you can catch up on all of that. But yeah, I think it's been a very enjoyable episode 2 with Whizzy. Thanks for coming on. Any final words before we leave the audience?
It's been a pleasure, and yeah, I think from my side, yeah, uh, thanks everyone for the for the continuous support. It's really really nice for me to know that people want to see me do well, and I really appreciate it. So, um, on a less tender moment, Babs, please make some easier questions so I can win. Yeah,
Uh,
that's all from me.
yeah, I'll take from that you want more quizzes, which is a good enough for me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, Jorday.
Yes, thank you for coming on, Whizzy. As you said, I think everyone's supporting you, and it's not only the BITM community. I feel like a lot internationally, there's a load of players are following you and supporting you on your journey. And I mean, I'm sure the results will come, and we'll definitely be there for that.
We'll be there for that, and the Cuppa podcast will be there for that as well, because we're not going anywhere. We've got a lot more planned, a lot of exciting guests and interesting talking points to come up. We're enjoying everything we're doing. Hopefully you're enjoying listening and tuning in. Don't forget to give us a little bit of support if you can. Give us any feedback. As always, we always enjoy having that. My DMs are always open for any feedback that is to be given. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of our little show, and we'll see you again next week.